right, it is playoff time. Showdown with Brown. Mark Malusis with the owner of Empire Automotive Group, Michael Brown. What's going on, Michael? How are you?
All good, Moose.
Wildcard weekend is upon us. We'll get into the Jets here momentarily, but we want to congratulate Laura Bauer because why? She registered last week. We didn't make a selection last week. We drew from everybody that entered that went to shopempireauto.com/pickwindrive and registered. We drew Laura's name. Now she's in the running for an automobile 3-year lease on a car at the end of the football season. We do this each and every week. Playoff time. Michael's going to make a selection. Wild card weekend is upon us. Before we get to Giants, Vikings, get to your wild card weekend selection pick, Michael. Let's talk a little bit about the Jets. Close out the season. Losers of 6 straight. 11-6. They lose to the Miami Dolphins this past Sunday. And now potential change this offseason, whether it be the coaching staff, maybe a veteran quarterback, and adjustments for Joe Douglas and company.
Lots of adjustments.
Yes.
I mean, listen, I think that you're going to see, the O-line needs to be revamped. And then the big elephant in the room is the quarterback position. I think other than that, if you get the guys back and healthy in AVT, Breece Hall, you do need a safety. But I think overall, O-line, QB, got to get some answers and fix it.
Yeah, when you listen, let me ask you this about Wilson. Said everything that you wanted to hear Monday when the Jets players were breaking camp and cleaning up their lockers. What do you think Wilson's role in 2023 is?
QB3. QB3. He's QB3. I mean, but he is. He's QB3. That's what he is. He's going to run the scout team.
Right.
And you need a QB3.
Yes, you do.
I was talking with someone the other day. You have $9 million left with Zach in 2 years.
Yeah.
You go out and get a guy like Mike Glennon. That's what it's going to cost you to be your QB3 for 2 years. So it's the same thing.
It's going to,
but you have upside in case the guy wakes up and develops, which is not happening. But at least he's there. He has no trade value.
No.
So you might as well keep him, let him work, and fill out his contract obligation.
Yeah, right now it would be pennies on the dollar if you ever moved him.
Yeah, you get a 6-round pick.
Right, that's basically what would be the case. It makes sense for the Jets to see if they can get anything out of Zach
anyone that's
Wilson.
Upset saying, oh, well, why is he even on the roster? He's on the roster because it makes sense.
Yeah, if I had to ask you which veteran quarterback, I'll give you the pick of the litter, realistically speaking, right? Which veteran quarterback do you want for the Jets next year?
Yeah, people are getting on me for this. I just think Jimmy G makes the most sense. He makes the most sense from, he knows the coaching staff. He knows the offense. He'd fit in New York really well. And he has a winning pedigree. Right? I think that makes the most sense. I mean, we're hearing other names like Derek Carr, which, listen, very talented guy, did not have a good year, not sure how he plays in cold weather, not sure how much he likes the New York market. Certainly could see them taking a flyer on him, but it's going to cost you quite a bit more. And it could cost you some artillery too. So we'll see. But I think Jimmy G would be my solution. Let them come into camp. Let Mike White compete. I think Jimmy G ultimately gets the job. And if you surround Jimmy G with the weapons you already have, the defense you already have, but build that O-line, you could make a deep run.
LaFleur, the OC next year, do you think they bring in another offensive mind to help out the coordinator?
I think that you could see a combination of that. I think LaFleur will be there because he's so close to Saleh. I do think that they got to bring someone in and give him some help. I would love to see him just blow LaFleur out and get Kubiak in there. I mean, I think that's what needs to happen.
Yeah.
I think Saleh is a risk taker. I think he's going to stick by his guy, but by doing that, he's putting it. I mean, if there's no playoffs next year, Saleh's gone.
Yeah,
he has said enough and been outspoken enough about sticking to his guys, sticking to Zach for too long, sticking with LaFleur. He has now made his bed. And listen, it's all good as long as they get the right combination next fall and make the playoffs.
It's going to be an offseason of coulda, woulda, shoulda because we should be talking about going into Wild Card weekend. We should be talking about the Jets being a playoff team in the AFC.
7-3.
Yeah, they were 7-3.
Stop.
Good defense, and people criticizing and saying the defense is overrated. Listen, the defense last year was one of the worst in the league. They took a massive step forward this year.
Well, Moose, here's what I'm going to say about the defense, and everyone got upset and said it's on the defense these last bunch of games, but. Don't you think there's a different mentality when you know your offense can't score points?
Yes.
When you know they can't get a first down.
When you know there's no margin for error.
When you know you make a huge play on 3rd down to stop them, only to know that you're going to get a sip of water and come right back out on the field.
Yes.
You can't. It's not sustainable.
No.
So I think that's part of the problem. You look at when the defense played their best games, and it was when the offense was able to move the football.
it's got to be balanced. That's what they talk about, all three phases. If the offense isn't doing anything, defense is going to be out there for an eternity. All right, how about the Giants? They got a playoff game. First time since 2016, Sunday, taking on the Minnesota Vikings. We saw this matchup week 16, Christmas Eve. Greg Joseph hit the 61-yard field goal to win it at the gun for the Minnesota Vikings. Here's the one thing. I like the Giants. They're a 3-point dog in this game, Mike. I want to get your thoughts. Everybody and their mother. And I know we're in New York. I get it, but everybody loves the Giants.
Me included. And I'll tell you why. It's the coaching. I mean, I think Daboll has done such an amazing job. He's getting the most out of his players. The key for me this weekend with the Giants, will that D-line wreak havoc? And if they do, I think the Giants win. If Minnesota is able to keep them at bay, it's going to be a long day for the Giants.
Yeah, you go back to that matchup. I think they sacked Kirk Cousins 4 times. One of their tackles, O'Neal's, not going to be playing Sunday. They might not even have their starting center as well. And you're right, Daboll's done an unbelievable job. He's going to be the NFL Coach of the Year.
Without a doubt. And I would love to see the Giants get one. You know, it'll be a tough game in the second round, but who cares? Let's take care of business this Sunday and make it happen.
All right, Michael, we've got doubleheader Saturday, tripleheader Sunday, Monday night game on Monday between the Cowboys and Bucs. Where
That's
are you
a
going?
first, right?
That is a first. I love that.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Who do you like this week?
Listen, we haven't talked about it yet, and I think it's time to talk about it. Damar Hamlin coming back, transferred to Buffalo. Miracle.
Unbelievable.
It's just amazing. I think, we've said it, but the trauma unit on the field was, they're the champions.
Yes.
They're the MVPs. They
Danny Kellington, who administered the CPR.
Unbelievable. It was great to see him get a touchdown ball.
Yeah.
It's just awesome stuff. I think it's an incredible story. It's great for America to see. And just so happy he's recovering well.
And it shows you, just the amount of love and support that he's gotten. His charity foundation that he started in his hometown was looking to raise $2,500, was up to $2,900, and now it's north, I think, of $9 million. People have made donations. It's just great for kids, for underprivileged kids in the area.
Yeah, so it's great. So I think, actually, you don't have to look any further. I like that game.
All right, so the Bills, 9.5-point favorites. They're home against the Miami Dolphins. Not sure exactly who's going to be the starting quarterback. You and I were talking about it before the show. We doubt it's going to be Tua. You can't talk about, if you're the Miami Dolphins, we care about Tua, the human being, and then go out there and throw him out there after multiple concussions this year in a playoff game up in Buffalo.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be Tua, and I'm not sure it's going to be Bridgewater either. So we'll have to see what happens. But they got other problems. It's Buffalo was able to move the ball, on them all year. All year. And I think Buffalo is, they had an off game last week. Even though they took care of business against the Patriots, they were a little rusty. I think they're going to come out and make a statement, this weekend, especially coming off the Hamlin news that he's continuing to develop, get better. I think the city is excited. They're going to be home. The weather's supposed to be decent. I don't think that Miami's going to be able to stop them on offense, and I think Buffalo's going to do what they have to do on defense. I don't see the game as close.
All right, Bills laying 9.5. That's Michael's selection now. Go to shopempireauto.com/pick-win-drive. Register. It's free, costs you nothing. If Michael's Wildcard weekend selection is correct against the spread, we draw your name. You're in the running for a 3-year lease at the end of the football season. Michael, good luck to you.
Thanks, Moose.
You got it. Good luck to you.